What's up, guys? Chris here with Aquarium Conversations. Been wanting to do this video for a while now. Been trying to fine-tune my tanks to where I can kind of show them all off to you and talk about some updates. But here in my living room, we're going to talk about 1, 2, 3, all 4 of these tanks and a couple more. So stay tuned. You know, relax. This might be a little longer video, but we're going to dive right into it. And hope you guys enjoy it. Hang on. Alright, I threw you guys a curveball. We're going to start with my 40 breeder. Let's see. I don't even remember the last setup I had. To be honest with you, I knew these rocks, these maple rocks, which I've had forever now, they were in there. I had a blue Acara in there, and I think I told you guys I unfortunately lost that one. I just fed the fish, so if you see stuff floating around, that's just fish food. I wanted the the fish to kind of be up and moving around so you could see them. But I lost that blue Acara, so obviously, as you can see, I went out and got another one. This tank's been through, a lot. I thought about taking it down after I lost that first Acara. But I finally realized I didn't like the scape. I had that big piece of like fake driftwood in here. I took that out. Wanted to kind of focus more on the fish and not really the scape. So this is a simple scape. Like I said, I got those maple rocks, got some ferns and anubias, got some crypts back there. Just kind of enough plants to get some color and even to help with nitrates and things like that. But let's talk about fish. You guys see the blue Acara. He's darting around in there. See, there's food. I've got some Colombian Redfin Tetras in here. You guys can see those. One of my favorite Tetras. Little, bigger than normal Tetra, I guess. Bigger than your neons and your glow light Tetras and all that kind of stuff. They can get up to, probably 3 inches. So really looking forward to them putting on some size. I've got 2 other cichlids in here. And I think they're in the back darting around and for some food. I've got a rainbow cichlid, which is right there. He's about maybe 2.5 inches. He'll probably maybe get to 4.5, 5 inches. I've got a Nicaraguan Cichlid, which is another South American cichlid right there. And when I saw him, I was blown away by the colors. It's a gold and kind of black cichlid, which almost kind of reminds you of even like the African cichlids, but it's a South American cichlid. So really excited to see the size and the colorations that these fish put on. Have very little aggression. Cichlids can be a little bit aggressive, but everyone seems to be getting along well in here. I think it's a good size for these good size tank for the fish at the size they're at now. I'll be able to grow them out, and again, looking forward to the size that they put on, and when they do get larger, I have a plan for some bigger tanks here in the future. But let me know what you guys think about this. Got a piece of spider wood there, a piece of manzanita wood, these rocks that I've used before. I did something different with this one. If you guys can tell, the light is in the back of the tank, not in the front. So there's no light on top. It's actually underneath the hang on the back filter. Can you guys see that? So kind of gives it just a different overall look to a different aesthetic. There's still plenty of light in here for the plants to grow, and a lot of these plants don't need a whole bunch of light to begin with, but definitely gives the tank a different vibe to it, which I absolutely love. So let me know what you guys think about my 40 breeder. Alright, you guys should be pretty familiar with this tank. I try not to spend a whole lot of time on it, but just kind of want to talk about what an awesome tank this is. I got it at PetSmart probably 3 years ago. This tank stand combination, I've seen it go as low as like $100, maybe $129. I think it starts out at like $199 or $249 or something like that. But with the holidays coming up, if you guys see this set on sale, grab it. You will be happy with it. This is the 36-gallon Aquarium bow front ensemble. Comes, like I said, with the tank and the stand. I have been nothing but happy with this tank. It's held up, really well. I have switched the scape on this thing probably 4 or 5 different times, but you know, had a wide variety of fish in here, and it lights up my living room. This is the first tank you see when you walk in to my apartment, and I want it that way because, you know, it's probably one of the nicest looking tanks I have, physically, and just, you know, the versatility that this tank has. Quickly, I'll talk about the scape. Piece of driftwood I've had, one of probably my, you know, the best piece of driftwood I've was able to find. I think I paid $80 for that piece of driftwood, so it wasn't cheap, but it well worth it. Got some crypts down in here, Anubias, rocks I've had forever. The fish are still doing well. Got a mix of rainbows and Congo Tetras in here. Some Congos over there. I got a pearl gourami, angelfish. I had a gold angelfish in there. I'm kind of bummed because I lost that one a couple days ago. Not really sure what happened. It wasn't beat up or anything. I think just, you know, the fish just died, to be honest with you. But was bummed about that. But I probably won't put anything else in here. You know, filtration. Running a Aquarium 50 and a top fin internal filter there. With some, you know, bio rings and sponge in there just to help with the beneficial bacteria. This was the tank, if you guys remember. I have the lava rock underneath, and you can kind of see where it's kind of come up a little bit here. But you know, so much of the substrate and the beneficial bacteria is housed in the substrate, so that's one of the ways I can kind of overstock this tank and still have success. But I'll end it there. Let me know what you guys think about the 36-gallon bow front ensemble. All right, so this is one of those tanks where I still think, you know, I haven't really fine-tuned it enough to my liking. By no means am I, you know, not happy with it. I love the tank. I think I would, you know, I'd love to maybe redo some things with the scape. If you guys remember this tank, this is my 29-gallon tank. This piece of driftwood I've had for a long time, and I kind of had a triangle layout, and there was a piece of driftwood in the middle. Go back and watch some of my older videos, and you'll kind of see the original scape for this tank. But you know, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but if there was probably a tank, I would say, hey, you know what? What's a tank I want to upgrade? You know, probably before any other tank, it would probably be this one. You know, not that, you know, a 29-gallon is a small tank by any means, but I think from what I want to do and what you know, some of the goals I have, you know, I think I would want to do something bigger than a 29-gallon. Maybe nothing huge. That's why, you know, I kind of set this tank up and I just kind of left it. The fish are doing fine. I got 2 angels in here. One there, one there. I've got some Bolivian rams. I don't know where the other one's at. I've even got some smaller corridors in here somewhere. So everyone's doing healthy, you know. Not worried about that. The plants have really taken off. There's some crypts in the background. These rocks I've had forever. Like I said, the piece of driftwood. You know, kind of the thing I've been excited about is I don't know if you guys remember when I did an unboxing on this filter that I got from PetSmart. That filter is a monster. You know, the water quality is good. I do my weekly water changes, but I mean, you guys can hear the, you know, you see the amount of, you know, water movement I'm getting just from that internal filter. So it does a really good job. That, I mean, I could probably turn it down and still have the same kind of results. But you know, the 29-gallon, like I said earlier, you know, if there's a tank, you know, that I'm probably going to be looking to upgrade sooner rather than later, it would probably be this one. And when I mean sooner, I don't mean like next week. You know, probably within a year. Be looking to upgrade this one and get, you know, probably some more angels in here. You know, that 55 that I came upon and lucked up on, you know, that's probably going to be, you know, the next project. If you guys don't know that story, go back and watch one of my older videos from about a month and a half ago where I got this amazing deal on a 55-gallon. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't know if that deal is still going. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, you know, Happy with the tank. It's in my bedroom, so it's the last tank I see before I go to bed. It's the last tank that I turn the lights off on, so I'm happy with it. But I would still like to do some probably some bigger and better things, with maybe a bigger tank, for this space. So let me know what you guys think. All right, while I'm in my bedroom, let's take a look at this Imaginarium 6.8 frameless tank. The growth. I mean, you guys remember when I set this tank up, what, 2 months ago maybe? So the growth in here is ridiculous. The fish are healthy. I put a couple of neon tetras in there, as you guys can see. Let me just focus real quick. There we go. The betta is doing fine. I will probably have to get in here and trim back some of this stuff, just because the growth is getting, and I'll be honest with you, I like it like that. I like that kind of jungle look. I will probably cut these back here, but maybe not too much. I want that sort of jungle look and that full kind of grown in look with my tanks. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the things that help with water quality and controlling nitrates and things like that, and even filtration. So I'm not one of those people that likes to cut everything back and and wait for it to grow back. I'll trim some things back here and there, and believe it or not, come on now, let me think. Ludwigia, I've trimmed it back twice already. But anyone who sees this tank on the shelves and the light and worrying about growing plants, here's your evidence right here, guys. So let me know what you guys think about this nano tank. And speaking of nano tanks, this is that 6-gallon water box aquarium that I've had set up now for 2.5 years, maybe 2 years. It's funny, I'll have to go back and watch that video. It was one of my first attempts at like aquascaping with the cell phone. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but the end result has far surpassed my expectations. I will say it's probably getting time for me to, I hate to say tear it down and start over, but this light that I found on Amazon right there has done wonders. But it's just getting to the point now where I think, there's algae and stuff on the rocks. And look, guys, I don't hide from the ugly stuff. If you're in the fish keeping, like, you're going to have algae, you'll have buildup and things like that. So, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, this tank and the amount of plants and filtration I have in here, all I do is water change. You know what I mean? I don't, I'll have to go in here with a toothbrush and get some of the algae off the rocks, but a lot of times I do like to, let nature take its course. There is a betta in here somewhere. I've got these 3 tetras right here. I forget the name of them, but I thought they were really cool, so I picked them up at my local fish store. You guys look at those and tell me, what are the name of those guys? I remember the name. It'll come to me probably after I'm done filming the video. But again, let's focus back up. Could not be more happy with the growth I got. I mean, look at the size of these crypts right here. I mean, like, there's my hand. Okay, and I got relatively large hands, but like, look at the size of these crypts right here. Like ridiculous growth. You know what I mean? But I just think, and again, I don't want to start saying tear it down, but I would maybe like to see something different with this tank. Keep the plants, you know what I mean? Keep the plants, keep the growth and everything, the way it is, or maybe just kind of rescape it, just kind of clean up the rocks and things like that. But really, this tank in a lot of ways has just maintained itself. I do not do a lot of maintenance on this tank, as you can see, but from the standpoint with all the plants and all the growth. And if you guys haven't figured it out by now, there's a reason I did this tank after the Imaginarium 6.8, because all the plants that are in that tank, and you see the growth I got out of there, came out of this tank. So if you guys want to save some money on plants, grow them out, cut them back a little bit and replant them. This same crop of Ludwigia, I can never pronounce that plant. Its offshoots and clippings are what you saw on that Imaginarium 6.8 gallon. So, factor that in, and it's a good way to save some money, But let me know what you guys think about this water box 6-gallon aquarium. Okay, so if, what, 4.5 years ago, somebody would have told me I'd have an apartment full of fish tanks, one, I'd have said, you're crazy. And if they would have told me one of your favorite tanks, and they're all my favorite, but one of the tanks you're going to enjoy the most is a saltwater tank, I would have said, no way in hell. But I would have been wrong. This 30-gallon, 36, what is it, 36 by 12 by 16 or 18 saltwater tank has been so much fun. The fish are so active, the colors, it's hard to kind of pick everything up in this video. You guys know, cell phone cameras don't always work that well with saltwater. If you don't believe me, go into your local fish store and try and film a saltwater tank with your cell phone, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But man, I've moved around the rocks. The fish, they make little caves and they dig in the sand. Let me talk about. I've got 2 clownfish over here. I've got 2 chromis. I've got 2 Talbot damsels, and this purple, dotty back, which is the color on it. I mean, the color on all the fish is just remarkable. You know what I mean? It's rare. I don't want to say rare, but these clownfish right here, I've seen them go as high as like $70 a piece. I think I paid $25, for them when I first got them. If there's one, I guess, thing, and you kind of always, you get a tank and you immediately say, oh, I should have got a bigger one. This 30-gallon replaced a 20-gallon, right? So I was happy with that size, and now I do. I'm torn between that 55 I have, and I'll let you guys, let me know how you guys would use it. Would that 55, would you use it for freshwater or saltwater? Let me know what you guys think. But I'm having so much fun with this tank. Like I said, I moved around the rocks, and like I said, they push the sand around. They're always eager to eat. They see me coming, they run to the top of the tank, kind of like they're doing now. And I'm just enjoying it. I thought I was going to be overwhelmed with the whole mixing of the salt and finding the right salinity, but after the first couple times you do it, it's pretty simple. And so if you're on the fence about saltwater, I would say there's nothing scary about it. I would just say try it. I would say try it, because I think you're really going to enjoy it. There's some fish out there. There's some angelfish and some tangs that I've seen that I can't wait to hopefully one day get my hands on. So I'm having so much fun with this saltwater tank. Let me know what you guys think. And last but not least, is that what I say? Last but not least? Oh, okay. Least but not last? I don't know. Somebody help me out. Finally, the 65-gallon, which, this tank is definitely special to me. I started out with a 2.5-gallon tank that sat on my, banister, room divider, whatever you want to call it. And, again, I'll say it again. If you'd have told me I would have a 65-gallon tank, and I'm not saying a 65-gallon is huge, but again, if you'd have just told me I'd have, 7, 8 tanks running, I'd have said you're crazy. But yeah, the 65-gallon was super excited when I got this tank. I absolutely love it. I have escaped it a couple different ways. That piece of driftwood that was in the 36-gallon was in here originally, and I had it set up for maybe a year. Didn't like it, did some different things with it. I even had that one planted. I ripped the plants out because they just weren't working. So I went with some fake plants just to give it some color and give the fish some hiding spots and things like that. You guys, I've told you about these filters before. That's that internal filter, Aquaneat. That is a Cascade 70 or something like that, 80-gallon tank or 80-gallon filter, something like that. But you guys see the water movement, and I've got even a sponge filter in the back. Got a bunch of filtration on this tank. Got the gravel substrate, so I got a ton of room for the beneficial bacteria to grow. Let's talk about the fish for a second. I've got some Buenos Aires Tetras in here. There's a catfish that you can see, one of those little Synodontis catfish right there. Can you see him? I've got a Jack Dempsey. He's hiding right in there. He loves to hide in there. You know, I don't know anyone else who has Jack Dempseys, but they're pretty skittish fish. So I try to move slowly in the tank. Approach this tank slowly because he'll dart all around and get spooked and all that kind of stuff. I've got one right back there. I believe that's another rainbow cichlid, and then there's a yellow Acara in here somewhere. Why it's called yellow, I don't know, because it's like a silvery and black kind of fish, but everybody's doing well. Everyone's in here getting along, which in the end, that's what you want. I kind of look at that as that being the mark of having success in this hobby is your fish are healthy. Your fish are eating. You're going to lose fish. That's going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to overfeed. You're going to have something go wrong, and you will lose fish. But if your maintenance is good and you're controlling what you can control, you shouldn't have any issues with keeping the fish alive and happy. So, look, guys, I wanted there. It's a longer video. I wanted to just kind of give you some updates. Some overall thoughts on all my tanks. Let me know if you guys have any similar tanks like that, or I'm always open for ideas and suggestions. I'm always looking to learn and get better in this hobby. Let me know what you guys think. Any questions, send them down. I'll do my best to try and answer all your questions, but I'll leave it there, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Look forward to all your comments and questions, and as always, I'll talk to you guys down the road. Bye.